Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Green Zero back here with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video. That's right, this is the final recap or updates announcement / video for the Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath World Championships 2014. That's right, it's finally getting underway this weekend. We are just a few days away from kickoff, and this is the last video. If you're playing in the tournament or if you're watching the tournament, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. No skipping, no skipping. I'm going to be very thorough with the checklist here, just everything you need to know to get playing in the tournament. So of course, head on over to www.caneswrathonline.com. We have the full article there. You've got everything you need to know. So we're going to go through some bits and pieces now. And of course, we've got the brackets for you a little bit later on. No skipping though, because you're going to need to know this information first. So of course, we have 8 groups, sorry. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Wow, I wish I could do the ABCs probably there. But we've got groups A through D starting in tournaments 1. Okay, so if you're in group A, B, C, or D, you got to be in tournaments 1. You have to be there 15 minutes before the start time. Okay, so you actually start at 1700 GMT, which is an hour earlier than I advertised because we're splitting the groups up. Okay, so if you're not there 15 minutes before that time, and I mean present in the actual lobby, if you're not present there and we don't see you, we're just like, well, we'll just fill you in with the reserve. Okay, and that's it. Even if you rock up a few minutes late, you've already have been filled with a reserve, and we're not going to remove that reserve player after telling them they can play. So you got to be there 15 minutes before the start of your groups. Okay, so that's 16:45 GMT. You got to be in the lobby. Tournaments 1 for those groups. Group E, F, G, and H, they start an hour later at 1800 GMT. This is all, of course, on Sunday, March the 30th. Obviously, if you've read the tournament article, of course, those guys will be starting at 1800 GMT. Same thing. You got to be in tournaments 2. They're in tournament 2 lobby 15 minutes before the start of the tournament. You're in tournaments 2, don't screw it up, don't go into tournaments 1, okay, because that's only for players and refs. We want to keep it as clean as possible, okay, so make sure you're there a full of 15 minutes beforehand. Map pool, the map pool has been released. Check it out in the article there. You've got all those maps at your disposal. Players can mutually agree on maps, okay, or for the first map, and if you can't mutually agree, you do a map elimination where each player eliminates a map until there's only one remaining, and from then on it's just the loser's choice. Okay, so that's how you get the first map, and then it's loser's choice from there on. Remember, best of 3s, play each player once. Okay, you must record your results. We have a scorecard available. If you guys want to download it, I recommend you download it, okay, because if you don't upload your results, you forfeit your position and you forfeit any prizes. So if you don't finish the tournament, you don't qualify for a random cash prize. So you have to finish the tournament and you have to upload your results regardless of whether you win or loss. What we want you to do is save your results up to the end and post it as just one topic, okay, or one entry. That way it'll be easier for us guys. But if we go through the results thread and there isn't one from you there, well, then basically, as far as we're concerned, you didn't play, so you lose all your points and you don't get in the random draw, everything like that. But anyway, if you have a 2-0 victory, it's worth 4 points. A 2-1 victory is worth 3 points, and a draw, if it's a disputed match, you get 2 points each player will get 2 points. Remember, you don't replay your games, you only play a best of 3. If there's a disputed match, it goes to this disputed match upload thread, and you don't replay the match at all ever. Okay, so if it's 1-1 and the third game's disputed, too bad. Go on to your next opponent, we'll decide who wins that game. Of course, a 1-2 defeat is worth a point, but a 0-2 defeat, that's worth nothing. So hopefully everyone in the tournament can get at least 1 point in this tournament. Would be great for that to happen. Remember, the top 3 people from each group will qualify, and results will be posted as soon as possible. So you can get the scorecards from the article as well. Remember, you have access to the strike single faction rule, which means if you lose a game, you can strike out an enemy faction, but it's limited to the primary or the sub faction. So if you strike Nod, it strikes Nod, but not Blackhand and Mox. So you can only strike one of the 9 factions. You can even strike random. Okay, so that is allowed, but you can only use it once per opponent, and you can only use it when you lose. Okay, so you'll only get the opportunity to use it once per opponent. Anyway, again, any exploiting, anything that's breaking the rules or things like that, upload it to the disputed replays forum. We can just disqualify the player straight up and you'll get the points for it. So even if you lose 2-0, but the guy was exploiting the whole time, if you upload the replays, we'll be like, yep, no worries, and we'll give you the full points for that after the tournament's completed. But again, the referees will be in the tournament lobbies. We have Cabal and Carnivus. There will be one of those guys in each lobby. They'll be there for question asking and keeping the tournament rolling, and of course looking out for anybody to disqualify. They will not be leaving the tournament lobby to watch replays at that point in time. Okay, so again, maximum 3 games per player, and you play each of your opponents once. Okay, upload your disputed replays, and yeah, good luck, guys. We're going to move on to the brackets now. Okay, remember you can catch all the streamers as well from Kane's Wrath Online. We'll have them all listed on the right hand side, so if you can't find the streamers, go to Kane's Wrath Online. We've got links to all their casting there. Of course, Bike Rush will be casting. I'm pretty sure Bonus Roo is going to be doing it as well. They'll both be doing FPV, so you can actually follow them if you want. And we'll have Spartacus who's going to be there, and Cybet's going to be casting as well. And there's going to be a few more which haven't quite approached me yet, but if they want to be on the Kane's Wrath page, they can be there. They just have to let me know. But there's going to be so many streams to choose from. You guys literally watching this series, you just have so much to watch. And of course, the streams will probably be saved, and you'll probably be able to re-watch them even if you missed the tournament. And of course, there will be VODs afterwards as well. So anyway, we are going to move on to the part you've all been waiting for. We are going to move on to the brackets. That's right, everyone's been waiting to see what the brackets are. And here we go with the brackets right now. Okay guys, here we are. These are the brackets. That's what you've been waiting for. Let's zoom in. You can see this on the Kane's Wrath website, of course. We're going to have all the brackets here for you now. So remember, basically, out of the people who signed up, we picked the top 24. That was decided by a panel of players, not one person, okay? It was decided by casters and players and pro players alike, and people assigned with Kane's Wrath Online, like Cyber and Cabal and Even Star, whatever he's calling himself now, and Bike Rush and myself and a handful of other guys as well. So it's all legitimate there. We picked the top 24. We gave 8 of them a 1 ranking, 8 of them a 2 ranking, and 8 of them a 3 ranking. So each group has a rank 1, each group has a rank 2, and each group has a rank 3. And then everyone else is just randomly sorted in afterwards, okay? So we've dispersed the talent amongst all the groups. That's to make the tournament as fair as possible, so you don't have one group that's full of noobs and one group that's full of pros, okay? Could you imagine if you ended up in a group with 7 other pros, you'd just get destroyed. So it works out better for all skills of players that we did it this way. Now, of course, we do have 9 reserves on the list, so if you're on the reserve list, don't forget to rock up, because again, some players aren't going to rock up, so you get their spots. If you're there and a player is not, then you just get their spots. So you might as well rock up and get in on that there. All the reserve players, I strongly recommend to rock up at 16:45 on Sunday, because that's when the gate closes, and that's when we'll start disqualifying people. So you've got the huge opportunity to get in there now. But let's go to the brackets here now, or the group stages. We have Group A, and Group A dealing the number 1 position was XS Illusion. That's right, we got XS Illusion in there. He's going to be the one to beat in Group A, and he's joined by State of the Union, who dealt a number 2 rank, so he got shifted into this one here. By the way, all randomly shifted into here. I used a random generator, so you can't complain about any unfairness. It's totally random. Death Sentence joins them here. He got a number 3 ranking. Nice work there, Death Sentence. Joined the tournament a little bit late. Again, almost missed out on the sign-up cutoff, but he's in there as a number 3, so we'll be looking for these 3 players to try to qualify. And there to stop them, we have Dimitri CNC, the only other Australian aside from myself in the tournament. We have 5 Jompo. I'm not quite sure if that's how you say it, but again, another mid player, I believe. Warstorm 666, maybe a threat to 3rd position. And Hitsugura Martin, I'm not quite sure. I probably got that wrong too. I think I've seen this player before, or a similar one, which is later on the brackets. And we got Octi as well. So again, those 5 players there, the bottom 5, are going to be fighting to try to grab maybe 2nd or 3rd spot in that group there. I'm pretty sure Illusion is going to have a reasonably good time in Group A. But let's move on to Group B. We have Onion. That's right, Onion did put in some criticism about the tournament, and he quickly signed up for it, so that shut him up. But we got Onion in here as the group number 1. Yes, we gave him a 1 ranking. We just decided to just go ahead and give him the 1 ranking, and he got dealt into Group B. Joining him, oh, this is so good, Unleashed UA. When Unleashed got dealt as a number 2 and he got dealt into Group B, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for Onion to play Unleashed. Unleashed is going to school him, I hope, anyway. So let's see how that goes. That's going to be a popular group, obviously, because it's got Unleashed in it. People are going to want to watch replays from there. And of course, we got Plan Eden. He's recently had a player spotlight on GameReplays.org, where they, funnily enough, let him mention the tournament a lot, considering the blackout game replays have had of the World Championships here. But nonetheless, he's had dealt a third position, so he got dealt into Group B. And yeah, it's going to be up to him to get his spot or keep his spot. He needs to finish third or higher to qualify. And he claims he wants to make top 8. He'd be happy with top 8, and he should be. I think anyone should really be happy with top 8. So let's see how he goes in there. Again, the randomized players in this group are Terrorist, Worker. Again, don't know too much about these guys. Helios, 6669. Again, another player I haven't seen too much of. I'm For the Win Noob, which I think is Troublemaker, so hopefully he plays fairly this time, because we are going to be like sitting there waiting to disqualify some of these guys. And of course, Antidote, which I believe is Somnambulist, who was a pretty good player, but we haven't seen him for such a long time, so he missed out on getting a 1, 2, or 3 rank, so he got thrown in with the randoms. And as you can see, he was he's at the bottom of this group, which it doesn't mean anything really. He's on par with the other 4 players above him. But basically, he almost missed out on the random draw because players at the bottom were the last ones to be dealt. So he's going to be in there. Hopefully, maybe he can get up and take maybe second or third. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm pretty sure I Unleashed an Onion will probably be able to qualify. I'll maybe have to see how Onion goes in that one there. But let's go over to Group C, and there he is. There he is, Master Leaf. Master Leaf got a #1 ranking. Okay, so I was a bit skeptical about this one here. I mean, I do, every time I switch my computer on and I load up Skype, Master Leaf is there in tears every day. So, I mean, he got a #1 ranking. He's in Group C. Let's see how he can go with that one there. He's probably going to play Trap, and there's no rules against screen laming, so we'll see how that goes. I imagine he's probably going to get all in by a Blackhand every single game, and he deserves it because he plays really lame in the late game, and no one wants to play his late game. So let's see how he goes in there. I'm assuming he's going to qualify with flying colours, but he's against Panic. Panic is in there. He's probably going to be able to secure his top spot, and to be honest, I think he can beat Master Leaf anyway, so I don't think Panic's going to be too fussed. Jack is in there, of course. He got himself a 3rd place ranking, even though he hasn't played for too long, so he got dealt into Group C there with a #3 ranking. So let's see how he goes. He's a pretty heavy GDI player, probably going to be able to secure his spot, but again, there's a lot of people below that are looking to take that spot. We have Alex, WE3, again, a little known player. In Capazia, I think he's an American player. I have seen him play a fair bit, and I have played with him. So he's actually probably got a pretty good chance of getting into the next round if he plays well. LCDS Nazgul, not too familiar with. Red Alert here, I think I've come across this guy before. I didn't actually check him out, but again, maybe an opportunity. And KS DeBoz, not sure what to expect from this player here. Again, being a commentator, I should know a lot of these people, but again, a lot of them are relatively new and be looking to make their mark in this tournament. And if we move across to Group D now, and everyone's been waiting for this guy here, it's Bike Rush Owns. So of course he got a #1 rating, and it didn't take long for him to get dealt into a group there. So he ended up in Group D, and again, he's probably one of the strongest chances to win this tournament. Of course, we'll have to see how that goes. Anything can happen in these tournaments. And of course, he's going to be up against Hydraulic, who got the #2 position in this group. So Hydraulic's got his work cut out for him, having to play Bike Rush Owns. But again, top 3 qualifies, so he's probably not going to be too fussed about this group here. Hydraulic, the only player from Spain, I believe, so he'll be out to prove himself for his country. And again, Tiberian Future managed to score a #3 ranking and ended up being dealt into this group as well. So Tiberian Future, pretty heavy screen player. We'll see how he goes in Group D there as well. And of course, rounding out the randoms, we had Midge, which again, I'm not too familiar with. Banana March, who we have seen around on the streams a fair bit. We'll have to see how his gameplay shows up in this group here. Again, Bike Rush, that's going to be a tough match for some of these guys. It's going to be a bit of a slaughter for some of them. Aggressive Panda, we've seen him around, so hopefully he can get some wins on the board. Fight it out for honor. Remember, even if you don't qualify, you still get the opportunity to go for those random prizes. All Killing, which I believe is CNC Zone, or I hope I didn't get that wrong, but he'll be playing in this tournament as well, dealt into Group D. And Shang Tsung, again, I've seen this player around, but I haven't seen his gameplay too much, so he's going to really have to pull out some serious gameplay to obviously qualify in the top 3. Let's move over to Group E now. We've got Technique, that's right, greatest player of all time, and I always say that too much, but Technique is dealt into Group E, so he obviously got a #1 ranking, and he ended up in the Group E. So again, he's probably going to have no trouble qualifying to the next round of group stages. Again, let's have a look who he's with. He's got Johnny Calcina in here, who got a number 2 ranking. So Johnny Calcina be looking to solidify his position. Again, he's going to have his work cut out for him against Technique, but judging by the rest of the group, he should be reasonably safe bet to qualify. And number 3, Das Dulian came in here. Again, a pro we saw or used to play a long time ago. Haven't seen him too much. He has made a few attempts to come back in recent times, but we haven't seen him in maybe, I don't know, maybe 12 months at least. I'm not sure if he's been playing when I'm not online, but Das Dulian is there. Probably going to be a pretty serious threat in the early stages of the tournament, but can he take it any further than the first round group stages? It's yet to be seen. Let's see how he adjusts to 1.02 plus. And of course, the random guys in this one here, Evil K, shit, I didn't even bother trying to read that guy's name, but again, haven't seen too much of this guy. Iron Elite, yeah, I've seen him around. We'll have to see how he goes. Sam Gibro, again, not too sure about this player. Spam and Turbo, we've seen him around. I think he's relatively new, but I haven't seen too much of him. Nonomex is there, maybe looking to prove himself against the other randoms in that group there. Honestly, judging by my background on these players, I think he's probably the best chance to finish in maybe 4th and maybe an opportunity to take 3rd. But we'll see how that one goes there. And we switch over to Group F, and there I am, Green Zero. Yes, I ended up with a number 1 ranking, so that was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I got a number 1 ranking just. But I'll be in Group F, obviously there, and I'll be looking to try and qualify, obviously. Actually, it's probably not too much point of me talking about myself in this one. Let's go to the next player, which is Harvester for Sale. And you're like, hang on a second, I haven't heard of this guy too much. It's actually Advanced Noob, okay? And for those players who don't know, Advanced Noob, he used to school Khufu in Conquer Cup, and I mean really school him hard. And he is back, and I haven't seen him for a while. I have actually casted live with him. He joined one of my live streams back during the Maverick International in 2010, and we casted some of that together. It was so much fun. But yeah, Advanced Noob has had some insane victories against some players that he never should beat, or people thought he could never beat, and then he just started beating them consistently. So he was a really good player for the GDI faction, and we'll have to see how he adjusts to 1.02 plus and whether he can pull out the goods here. But he got a number 2 ranking, so there you go. And of course, I'm Tibbus, the only player from Mexico. Ended up with a number 3 ranking. Nice work there, Tibbus, to get that number 3 ranking. And he got dealt into our group, so he'll be looking to try and take one of the positions, maybe from Harvester or Advanced Noob and myself there, or at least try and qualify this one. I think he should be reasonably safe, but judging by the rest of the people seeded into this tournament, we had Reaper, or this group, we had Reaper, not too familiar with this guy. ING Live, again, haven't looked this guy up too much. Amiga, I believe he might be a Russian player. I don't actually have the list in front of me, but again, he's probably going to be a little bit of a threat. Molson.ca_2, again, haven't really heard of that player. And Gothic got dealt into our group, but he didn't get a ranking, so he almost missed out on the tournament completely. Signed up right at the last second that he possibly could, and then he was only, he only qualified. He was the 3rd last player to get seeded into the tournament, so he better be counting his lucky stars. And now he's got a lot of work cut out for him to try to get a qualifying spot in that group there, so I have to see how that goes. Let's jump down to Group G now. So Group G is going to have Bonus Roo. That's right, the Bonus Roo is in Group G, looking to tear it up with his Russian counterpart there, Haru Specs. That's right, Haru Specs got the number 2 ranking and got dealt into Group G, so he'll be there with Bonus Roo. Again, these guys are probably going to have a pretty fun time in that group there. I really can't see anyone knocking those guys off. It's going to be pretty crazy good. Surprisingly, Bravo 3 didn't sign up for the tournament. Oh man, he could have probably pushed top 8, and I tell you what, he's missed out. He could have got some serious cash prizes. And we have Shock Treatment in here as well. He's more of a Tib Wars player, hates on Kane's Wrath at every opportunity, but he's still signed up, and he's more than welcome to join our tournaments. Of course, Kane's Wrath Online allows everyone to play, and we'll see if he can secure his 3rd spot, maybe even higher. We'll have to see how it goes, or maybe one of these other guys are going to knock him off. The bottom 5 randoms here, we have Wookie Bert, who's a relatively new player, I believe. Well, in my eyes anyway, I've only just seen him. Torch 4893 and Lucas 19 and Paladin. Again, these 3 guys, again, my knowledge of these is just not too high. We'll have to see how that goes. Extremizer's there. We've seen him around. He's got a pretty big mouth. So, again, some of these players, you know them just by name because they're in the streams and that all the time, but you very rarely see them get to fight. But Extremizer is one of those players who I've actually seen fight a decent amount, so I guess he's got a lot to contend, and he could probably finish reasonably high in this group if he really tries hard. But going on to the last group now, the final group, Group H, that's right, we've got 64 players. It just keeps going, doesn't it? We got Andre, that's right. Andre scored a number 1 position, and he ended up being dealt last, so he gets in the very last group. So Group H has Andre situated in there, and he's probably going to have a pretty good time. I mean, if you notice down there, he's got Dirty Dutch to contend with, so Dutch is really going to be putting the pressure on. Dutch is going to have to play some seriously good games, because again, we haven't seen the best of Dutch for years now, and I really hope he's taken his gameplay back to the drawing board and just realized, you know, he's got to come up with some real solid gameplay, because his gameplay is pretty normalized, but it's not even, he's had trouble even executing just the normal strats when he used to be such a really good player, and I've voted him all the time. I still vote him every now and then. He has a great game, but he's really going to have to step it up in this tournament, and I really want him to qualify, or at least get a decent way through this tournament, and he really needs to. And of course, PHXTK, which is Nashington. Yes, you can't hide from us. I did say use your most well-known name on the sign-up here, but some players really push the limits, so we'll have to see how that goes there. But it's going to be Phoenix or Nashington or Steve Nash. Got his funky name there. Again, he did sign up for the tournament, and he is coming back for it, so he's going to be a little bit out of practice. His position is going to be under threat, and he's going to have to play pretty well. Again, contending this one with the bottom 5, we have Stony94. Not too familiar with this guy here. Cyrax, again, someone I really haven't heard of that much. Viva La Vida. Again, I think I've come across this player, but I can't quite remember. And Hitsugaya J49, which is similar to one of the other guys in Group A. And again, I'm not sure if they're related, but they're both from the United Kingdom, so they probably are. And Big Mule here, again, I'm pretty sure he's a Tiberium Wars player who switched across to Kane's Wrath, so he'll be looking to qualify, of course. And as you can see, being the last player in Group H means he was the last person picked in the tournament, so he better be thanking his lucky stars there that he managed to qualify for that one. So there you go, that's our group stage of 64. Each player must play their opponent, or must play each opponent in their group in a best of 3. Don't play more than 3 games versus your opponent. Disputed replays get uploaded. You have to finish in the top 3 to qualify. Results will be posted, and of course you must post your results in the appropriate forum, otherwise you will not be eligible to progress or get any points or be eligible for your cash prize or the random prizes. So go ahead and do that. Map pool is live. The map pool is split over the first two group stages, and then it's determined in the grand final stages or the final series. So again, you can pick from any of the maps available on the Kane's Wrath article there, and again, new maps to come for the next week as well. So anyway, my name is Green Zero. That is your tournament forecast there. So basically, let's quickly recap it. You got to be 15 minutes in the lobby before your game starts. You have to play all your players, play each opponent in a best of 3, and you have to upload your results. It's not rocket science. That's it. Be there, play your guys, and submit your results. It's not rocket science. Again, everything you need to know is in the articles. Have the articles up in a web browser, okay? So you can minimize and check it and just say, yep, cool. Those are the maps, that map's allowed. You can only play each map once, by the way, per opponent, okay? So you can't just play, you know, arena, or riff, or something like that. It's got to be 3 different maps if you go to a best of 3. But anyway, I'm Green Zero. Don't forget to drop me a link if you need some more information. Don't forget to check out Kane's Wrath Online. Be there on Sunday. And even if you're watching, man, there's going to be so many streams, so many videos. Can't wait for the World Cup. It's only a few days away. So stay tuned to my channel for more videos, more updates, and good luck in the tournament.